So coming to the mental program, it needs to be trained like in a gym. When people get trained in a gym, what happens? A person who is doing exercise every other day, or he's regular in exercise, end of the day, what happens is they become builders, they become bodybuilders, they become strong, they become healthy. So that's the result of going to a gym. But imagine on day one, is it possible for you to carry, being a weak lifter, to carry 50 kgs? It will be difficult. It's not possible. So how do you start? You start with something small. You start with something which you can manage, something challenging, not something very easy you will feel bored, or not something very challenging that you will get fed up and you will feel anxious. Okay, so this is what happens to us when we learn. Okay, when we learn, we either deal with subjects which are too easy and we feel bored with it, or we are trying to do a heavy weight where we are unable to carry the weights, and eventually we end up being fatigued. So our brain cannot handle something which is beyond its capacity. So you have to gradually build up your brain by starting with tasks that are easier to you, and but also challenging, and building up from there to a higher level. So that's what is really important when you work with your brain. Okay, so that's when you do that way, you will always become a brain builder. So if somebody is asking me, is it good to learn 2 hours in a week, once in a week, or is it better to learn 10 to 15 minutes every day? I would say it's better to learn 10 to 15 minutes every day. Why? Because you are training your brain each day. Okay, by carrying 50 to 60 kilos in one day at the gym doesn't build muscles. If you want to build muscles, you have to be what? You have to be regular. You have to do things every day. So habit is a very important part in building your mental program. Okay, so there are many detailed areas on how we reprogram ourselves, how we condition our brain, how we replace our old programming. Okay, it's not possible to share all of the information in our today's session. So one of the important thing in the mental program is about limiting beliefs. We will come to that. One of the benefit of using the brain is exemplified in this pyramid. If you take the world's population as an example in this pyramid, you will find that the majority of the people are at the bottom line. The majority of the people are at the bottom line, and it gradually increases, and those who are in the top part of the pyramid are very few people. Why is that? In my analysis, I have noticed that people tend to use their brain very rarely. So those who don't use their self-thinking, they are mostly at the bottom of the pyramid. And those who start to use the brain more and more, they climb through the pyramid and reach the top. Okay, so it has to be with something related to the steering wheel analogy, which I will be discussing shortly. Please keep this picture in your mind, and when we discuss the steering wheel analogy, you will come to know what I am trying to talk about. So simply in this slide, what you're going to understand is that those who are at the top, the number one, are those who use their brain 100%, and they don't use borrowed knowledge which they have not verified by themselves. So by using your brain, you will have to leave your comfort zone. Comfort zone is something which you are really comfortable about. You don't take any challenges, you are relaxed, but you feel frustrated and you feel guilty every day for not reaching your objectives, because one of the main human need and purpose for growth is self-development, is personal growth. So if you don't grow in something, if you don't improve in something, that means you are putting yourself into guilt. So there is a choice in life. Either you take the suffering and grow and feel satisfied and in peace end of the day, or you enjoy the comfort zone and suffer with guilt. So there are two choices which you have to make today or any other day. And each day we make these choices when we wake up from our bed. Am I going to be in my comfort zone, relaxed on the couch, not making any effort? Or am I going to challenge myself and expand and learn and grow? So when you make the decision that I need to grow, that means you have to go ahead with some suffering. But end of the day, you'll sleep peacefully, knowing that you have achieved something. So by tuning your brain to reach its optimum, you are able to expand to your growth zone.